Welcome to our podcast session on boosting your English listening skills, especially for those ready to move from intermediate to advanced levels. Today, we're diving into a training method that challenges you with native sentence structures and vocabulary. It's like, really a game changer.
Yeah, right? It's all about taking your ear to native speaker speed. So, what exactly does this technique involve?
Well, basically, the approach emphasizes listening to native pronunciation without relying on subtitles at first. This forces you to guess and then check with subtitles eventually, which helps build robust listening skills.
Interesting. So, it's like an active training session for your ears. How does it work for vocabulary building?
Exactly, it's like a double whammy. While you listen, the video annotates keywords and phrases, making it easier for you to expand your vocabulary. It's like gradually building a language arsenal, one phrase at a time.
Right? That sounds super practical. Learners get to experience both the challenge and the reinforcement, right?
Yes, indeed. The method pushes you out of your comfort zone. Think about it. If you're used to a B1 level, this video will kick you up into a higher zone by exposing you to common native expressions.
Yeah. So, you're saying repeated exposure without immediate help really trains the brain?
Absolutely. It's like training for a marathon. The more you practice under challenging conditions, the stronger your skills get. And it also recommends listening multiple times to really fix the phrases in your memory.
I wonder though, could that repeated listening become monotonous? Some might argue it's too repetitive and might actually slow down progress.
That's a valid point, but the idea is that repetition reinforces retention. It's like learning to ride a bike. You have to fall a few times before you get it right. But I can see how some might feel it requires too much discipline.
Right? I guess it depends on the learner. Some thrive on a bit of structured repetition, while others might need more varied stimuli.
Exactly, there's no one size fits all. But the creators of this approach have also included useful everyday phrases and real life conversation snippets, so it doesn't feel static.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you give an example of a key learning point mentioned?
Sure, one of the main recommendations is to listen without subtitles at first and then gradually use them as a verification tool. This technique aims to simulate real life listening where you're not always given contextual clues.
That's brilliant. So, over time, the learner begins to piece together the language more naturally, right?
Exactly. It's like the brain starts to predict the speech patterns and fill in the gaps as you practice. And with every replay, you pick up on nuances you might have missed the first time.
Yeah. I remember one viewer comment mentioning that listening to such content really challenged them. Even someone who was at an early B1 level found it manageable eventually.
Right. It's very encouraging for learners. Also, another point is that the annotations for key phrases help build up not just vocabulary, but also the structure of sentences common in everyday conversation.
Oh, so it covers both the listening and speaking aspects to some degree?
Exactly. It's recommended to not only listen repeatedly, but also to mimic what you hear. Reading aloud along with the audio to capture the native intonation and rhythm.
That mimicry serves as a bridge between listening and speaking, doesn't it? If I may, though, isn't it a bit challenging to balance both without falling into a script-like recitation?
That's a good observation. It could be challenging if one merely recites without internalizing the meaning. The key is to integrate the language organically, rather like absorbing a new melody over time instead of rote repetition.
Right. I see. And what about the structure of the practice content? Does it follow any specific format?
Yes, the format usually starts with a warm up, then moves into listening segments with annotated keywords, followed by a phase of replay and repetition. The design is intended to gradually escalate the difficulty, like scaling a mountain step by step.
Yeah. So essentially, it's a 30-day plan, right? That's pretty ambitious for someone aiming to step up from intermediate to advanced.
Absolutely. It's a commitment. But if you stick to it, you'll notice unprecedented progress in both your listening and speaking skills. The 30 days are structured to build confidence and competency gradually.
That's impressive. And I imagine the video also has plenty of user feedback. like comments praising the all-English format with occasional Chinese explanations, which keeps the immersion realistic. Correct?
Yes, good point. Viewers appreciate that the content is entirely in English, mimicking real life. Those occasional native explanations or even just context clues are really beneficial. It's like being thrown into the deep end but with a life jacket.
Yeah, I like that analogy. A life jacket in the deep end. And the feedback seems overwhelmingly positive. Some even mention that these practices have helped them understand American speech rhythms better.
Exactly. There's a definite nod to improving not just listening, but also understanding conversational nuances. The consistent exposure to natural speech rhythms takes the guesswork out of daily conversation.
Right? And what about the challenges learners might face? I mean, if someone struggles initially, how do they overcome the frustration of not catching everything?
Oh, that's where the method's gradual progression comes in. You start with easier segments, and as your ear adapts, you move on to more complex audio. It's like slowly turning up the volume on difficulty until you're comfortable with the full intensity.
That sounds encouraging, especially for those who might feel overwhelmed at first. Does the method also focus on contextual learning?
Yes, it does, quite a bit. By using everyday scenarios and common phrases, it ensures you're not just memorizing words, but actually learning language in context. This helps solidify the concept, making it stick in your brain.
Yeah, it's fascinating how immersive learning like this can simulate real-life interactions. I mean, it's not unlike watching movies in a foreign language, except more structured and intentional.
Exactly, that's a perfect analogy. You're immersed in a mini world of effective language learning for a month, and the design encourages you to challenge yourself continuously, which is key to making lasting progress.
Right? One concern I have, though, is that for true advanced learners, might there be a ceiling to this approach? I mean, could there be aspects that are overlooked in the advanced stage?
You raise a fair point there. While the method is robust for intermediate to advanced learners, those at the extreme high end might need additional challenges, like more spontaneous, unscripted interactions. But overall, it's a solid foundation for achieving fluency.
That makes sense. Every learning tool has its range, after all. The key takeaway here is that active, immersive practice through listening, annotating, and mimicking is fundamental.
Exactly. And incorporating such practice daily, even if it's just a focused session, can exponentially boost your listening skills and overall fluency.
Yeah, I really like how this approach transforms what can seem like a daunting task into a manageable, even enjoyable daily habit.
Absolutely. It's about shifting your mindset from fearing mistakes to embracing them as stepping stones toward fluency. It's like learning a new instrument. Practice, repetition, and refinement are the keys to mastery.
Right? And the community feedback reinforces that too. Seeing testimonials that range from early B1 learners to those nearing fluency gives a lot of hope and motivation.
Exactly. The shared experiences in the comments show that consistency and persistence pay off, and that a 30-day challenge can really break through the listening barrier.
I guess what we take away is that this type of immersive listening practice can be transformative if approached with the right attitude, steady, persistent, and a bit of fun along the way.
Right on. So, whether you're looking to boost your vocabulary, improve your fluency, or simply get a better grasp of natural speech, this practice method is a strong contender to add to your daily routine.
Indeed. Well, that was a thorough dive into the mechanics of boosting English listening skills through this immersive practice. It really has a lot to offer to any learner ready to tackle the challenge.
Absolutely. And remember, it's like learning to ride that bike. You might stumble at first, but after enough practice, you're cruising along without a hitch. Cheers to that progress. And here's to many more breakthroughs in English learning.
Right, cheers.